Today on my channel, I am going to be talking about financing everything in Canada. I know some of you are going to be like, is it really possible for one to finance everything they own in Canada? And the answer to that is yes. In Canada, it is very possible for someone or for you to finance everything you always wanted or always dreamt of. That is ranging from your home, cars, sofa, TV, laptop, cell phone, iWatch, carpet, handbags, human hair, eyelashes. Yes, everything that you can think of can be financed in Canada. And before I forget, even plane tickets to travel can be financed in Canada. So that is how flexible things are over here. But you know, those things are very nice. But the question here is it worth it? From my own perspective, I do not think it's worth it. Because when you do finance everything, you are always going to be stressed and you are putting unnecessary pressure on your life. For me, if I want to finance something, it's going to be a home that I understand, a car that I clearly understand, because those are things that you need, all right? Some people might not have enough cash to be able to purchase a car cash, and it's a need in Canada to have a car. For you to be able to function, you need to have a car. Or some people, they also need to have a home because they have a lot of kids and they need extra space. So for those two things, I clearly understand if you go ahead and finance them. But for things like cell phones, laptops, TVs, iWatch, sofa in the house, why do you have to finance all those things? Those things, for me, they are very simple to attain. All you have to do is just save up, wait for Boxing Day, and go get them. Why do you have to finance them? Why do you have to put so much stress on your life? Because you know, I have been in Canada for a while, all right? And have witnessed a lot of folks doing this. Some of them, they are honest and they tell you. And some of them, they are not honest. When you come over to that place and everything is looking so beautiful, so well furnished, everything is looking superb. But the energy in the house is not peaceful. There are some people that when you walk into their homes, you cannot even sit on the sofa in peace. When you are sitting down, they are watching the way you are sitting down. When you're watching a movie, you want to raise your left leg like this and put it on the chair. They are looking at you with eagle eye like this. When you're eating something, they are looking at you to make sure that you don't drop anything on the carpet. When you're watching TV, they are looking at the way you're pressing the remote. It's just like, what the hell? The energy is so bad and it feels so restricted that you don't even enjoy visiting them. You come to their houses, you want to sleep on the bed, and make sure that the mattress cover is on the mattress because that thing is financed. If you make a mistake, like let's say you're a woman, maybe like time of your month, if you make a mistake and you don't protect yourself very well, and you go to their homes and you stay in their beds, voila, there's going to be a big issue because all of those things, they don't own it. And they always have at the back of their mind that, this thing I don't own it too. And if it gets damaged, I don't want to be paying for something I don't own. Because all of these people, when they are financing all these things, as soon as their paycheck enter their account every month, you can even be making $4,000. As soon as their paycheck enters their account, that paycheck does not even have the luxury of lingering in their accounts for 2 days, for 48 hours. As soon as the pay enters like this company comes, tip, 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 everybody comes and collect. And everybody makes sure that they come on time. Because nobody wants to hear that payment bounced. That's why some people, when you are around them, they are always tensed. In their cars, they say, let's go for a trip. You're going for a trip is supposed to be fun. You're supposed to be listening to music. But some of them even, when you're listening to music, the way you press the volume button like this, they're having an issue with the way you press the volume button. The way you use the AC, they have an issue. The way you sleep on the chair, they have an issue. So what is the point of having all those things if you cannot have peace of mind? That is why for me, I say it is not worth it. And also, another reason why a lot of people find themselves financing things is because they want to go for things that are above their means. Like, let me give you guys an example. Yes, you need a cell phone. There are a lot of cell phones that you can buy, actually, cash. But they will not want that. They want to go for iPhone 18. something that's above their means. They want to go and finance it for showing off. That is so unnecessary. You're putting yourself through a lot of stress. A cell phone is meant to pick up calls, text, be on Instagram, on TikTok here and there and everything. So it doesn't have to be so costly, especially if you don't have the means for it. If you have the money, I can understand. But if you don't have it, please don't try to go beyond your earnings. And another reason why those things are not worth it is because there are some people that have been in Canada for like 30 years and they have never traveled out of Canada, because their whole life they'll go and carry Mercedes Benz. The home will be on finance. Everything in the home is going to be on finance. So they cannot even afford to take a vacation. Because if they take a vacation, like I said, let's say you're making $4,000 every month. If you take a 2 weeks vacation, there's going to be less money. And everything that you have involved yourself into, all those things, they need to be paid for. So when you're going for the vacation, you're not only going to be losing money from your paycheck because of that, you're going to be spending a lot of money on your trip. And some people, when they go on vacation, they are not able to relax. Or even if they relax, as soon as they are about to board the plane to head back to where they come from, depression catches them. They start having high blood pressure because they know that as they are going back, a lot of things are waiting for them. And most people in Canada here, they don't have savings. They are living paycheck to paycheck. So they find themselves financing all these things and end up having no life. And what is so funny about this is this. There are a lot of people that you see, they finance all these things just to have a good home, for people to say their home looks beautiful, for them to say they have a good car and everything. But at the end of the day, that bed that you financed, you barely sleep on it. That sofa that you financed, you barely sit down to enjoy it. That TV that you financed, you barely sit down to enjoy that TV because you are always out of the house working. So what is the point of all those stressors? What is the point? And to be able to maintain the lifestyle, a lot of them too tend to do 1 to 3 jobs. They cannot afford all those things with just one job. So why would I want to go and kill myself going to 3 different work locations just because I want to finance everything around and I'm not even able to enjoy those things? You see some people, they will go to these car companies where they say $0, you can carry the car. You don't need to check your credit score, you can carry the car. I know somebody that does that. He will go and carry cars today because they say $0, they're not checking your credit score. This person, this is like his fake car that he goes and takes. He knows that he doesn't have the money. He will go and take the car because he knows that all those credentials are not being checked on. He will take the car. He will start making the payments. Maybe for like the first 4 months, then he's going to stop. And when he's going to stop now, either they'll be looking for him throughout the whole city, because most of those companies, they put trackers in their cars. Either they'll be looking for him, they'll finally come and repossess the car. Or when the car is not repossessed yet, like I said, he'll make the payments like maybe for the first 4 months. Then all of a sudden now, he'll start calling you and be like, can you please borrow me money? I need to make my car payment. Can you please borrow me money? There are some people that are like that. They just like big life, but they don't want to work hard for anything. And they don't also want to go for things that they know that income can afford. They always want to go for something bigger than them. And you know, all these things that you are doing, working 1 to 3 jobs to be able to obtain all those things. Because if you really check on the inside, you are not doing it for your own self. You are doing it for people's eyes. You are doing it for show off. Especially for Africans and black people in general. Most of us are immigrants in this country. We come from different countries and everything. So when we come over here, that system of being able to finance everything shocks our system. So we just feel like, oh my God, so that Mercedes Benz Alinda is driving, I can actually have it. So I can actually get this latest iPhone. So I can actually do this. We get carried away, forgetting that that is not the way we were raised and brought up. That is not the way that we're functioning back home. Back home, we're used to cash. So when you come here, you easily get carried away because you're like, you know what? Let me just take this thing. After all, how much is it? $50 a month and everything. But those things, they add up. Because if you're taking a cell phone, you are paying $90 a month for it. You're taking a TV, you're making a payment for it. Your sofa, you're making a payment for it. Your car, you're making a payment. Your house, you're making a payment. Your watch, you're making a payment. All of those things, they add up. And on top of all those things, you also do have other life responsibilities that you're taking care of. Like you need to take care of your family, health issues, taking care of your family back home, feeding and all those things. So at the end of the day, it ends up being a lot. And you end up overworking yourself, working all those jobs just for what? Just at the end of the day, all that just for you to eventually burn out along the way and getting to face some ailments that you might not be able to take care of it. because you have been working to pay for all those things. You haven't been saving, and you also haven't been enjoying yourself. Because all work and no play is very bad for the health. It's very dangerous. So for me, like I said, financing everything around you is not worth it. It's bringing us stressors, frustration. For couples, fights and resentment. And there are even some people that, due to financing everything in their life, and at some point, because we all know that it's not every time that you might have a job today, you might get fired, you might have a job today, you're not happy, so you will not be able to pay for all those things, and it's going to end up affecting your credit history. And some of you guys, later on in life, you get to discover that it wasn't worth it, because now you're unable to find a life partner. Because when they come into your life, they get to find out that you have so much baggage and debt on things that could have been avoided. Things that, if you could just live below your means, could have been avoided. So that is what I had to say about that. It is very possible for one to finance everything in Canada. So do not get carried away sometimes when you see some people having certain things and everything. Yes, there are some people that do work hard for everything that they own, and they do pay for them cash. Just as there are some people that everything about them is financing. Please, some people go for cars, they don't make the payment, and at the end of the day, those cars, they end up getting repossessed and with no compensations. And we all know that when a human being pays for something or owns something and it's taken away from them, and they still have to be making payments on it, they will no longer want to be making payments on it. Because for them, I do not have the product life, so why should I be paying for that? So that is why I say, try to avoid going for things on financing. It's not worth it. Especially, you will not be able to meet your payments due date. Try to avoid financing things that don't need to be financed. So that is all I had to say for today. There is more to life than possessions. Financing everything in Canada. Go out there, travel, explore the world, enjoy yourself. Go to different countries, try different foods, different wines. Spend more time, enjoy yourself, living your best life. Focus on building beautiful memories. There is more to life. All of those things are not worth it. And all of us are brought here. We all know the way we live our lives. Everything is a routine. You wake up, work, you come home, you're tired, you eat, you sleep. Max, you do is maybe go to the gym, watch your TV for like an hour, and that is it. So there's no point of you going around killing yourself, financing everything in Canada to obtain all those possessions. Because like I said, at the end of the day, most of you don't even get to enjoy all those things. So if you liked this video, thumbs up my video, subscribe, share, show me some love, comment down below if you have anything extra to add, if you have anything to share with me. All right, y'all. Bye.